Roll Lord Games Twitch channel. I'm your host, Daniel Fisher, with Haunted Holler Painting, and we're here to learn some new things today and paint some models and get stuff out to some people and have fun tonight. So, with me, I have Bake in the audio chat room and the regular chat room. And if you have any questions, just post it on here and let me know how you want me to proceed and things like that. So, anyway, I bet you we don't have anybody in chat yet, Bake,
Well, not yet.
because nobody loves us. It's gonna be us, just us tonight. You know that, right?
Put the word out though.
Because nobody cares. Nobody cares whatsoever. So, what is overbrushing? Overbrushing is a technique that I hadn't realized that I had been using until somebody's like, "You should see this technique, overbrushing." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I've been using it one way, and I'll show, and I just didn't know it had a name, but it's akin to dry brushing, and we're going to play around with it some today, and we're going to experiment with it a different way than what it normally is. So the first thing I've done is I painted up this armadillo person. Let me zoom in here a little bit. There we go. So with this armadillo person here from Reaper Miniatures, because they make the best miniatures with mold lines. He's still a little wet, and I took and airbrushed him with some scaly hide from Army Painter, and we're just really going to focus on his backside today with overbrushing. So we know for a fact that dry brushing is when we take a brush like this, we load it with paint, we make sure it's in there. It's kind of dried up in there today. Let me move my stuff here so I can get in a little closer. So we put paint in here, and then I usually put it on my hand. You can see my stain here, and I get all the paint out I can out of it, and then we just dry brush it on whatever we need to dry brush it on. Well, today we're going to learn overbrushing, which is like this, but it's not dry. But Daniel, how can you do it and it's not dry? Well, guys, it's because it's wet. Come on now, that was funny.
I'm trying to. I don't understand.
Understand
You mean
what?
like because the base coat's still wet?
No, no. So, I normally I've picked up a couple more of brushes for dry brushing at the Dollar Tree. These I picked up two of these little guys right here at the makeup brushes section, and I picked up this big guy. We're gonna use this big guy for this project. So, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take a little bit of the scaly hide, just a little bit, and I'm going to dirty up a little bit of white paint here. So a little bit of scaly hide. And then we're going to take this white from Model Color, and we're going to put it right next to look at that. I got to mix that guy. Let's do it the old fashioned way since my camera is on top of my mixer. This camera here. Actually, let's just go ahead and move it back because nobody wants to see my face down there. So let's mix it up right. So here's the thing. We're going to get rid of a step. Well, not really get rid of a step, but change things around. So I'm going to use my junk brush real quick to dirty up this white paint. I want it a little dirty. I don't want it a lot dirty because we're exaggerating things right now so you can see what's going on. So I want it lighter than the color that's already on said armadillo. Okay. And what the heck was that? It's like somebody's knocking on my door.
Sounded like it.
I know. Weird. Oh, I did get a new toy today. I'm so excited for it. It is a little thing for the dogs, and I put it outside, and if they start barking, it puts out a noise, and they quit barking. Because the neighbor lady, you remember me talking about the neighbor lady who doesn't like my dogs barking because it upsets her cats? I also found out the noise that goes out really annoys the crap out of cats. So my dogs are really quiet today. All right, so we're going to take a little bit of this paint here. We're going to put it up in this brush. Get it on there. Now, normally what we'll do is we get a little bit of water and we put it on paper towel. Some people use a sponge right here. So we're not, all we're doing here is making sure we don't have a big drop of it. So we just watch. See, it's still wet. See that wonderful brush there? And literally, we come in like this. We're just hitting the top stuff. And we're not pushing down, we're making a horizontal motion. Now that I know what it's called, I can't do it right. Flip it over, get more paint. So we're not trying to rub the paint dry. We are, when it starts getting dry, we add more paint.
It's like painting shingles on a little model house.
Yeah, well, because it's an armadillo. So this is a little bit faster than dry brushing because you don't have to like layer it. But also it helps if you don't have any washes or don't know how to use washes, because you put a darker color down first. And I saw this technique, and what we're going to practice with a little bit tonight is not the way I'm doing it here, but a different way. And it just blew my mind, and I'm like, we're going to figure out how to do this. So pretty much that is overbrushing. Okay, it's a little messy. You can come in here like with his muscles and hit his muscles as well, stuff like that. It's like a way of highlighting, but you can use darker colors too. You can go from light to dark. So I've got us some spoons ready. I airbrushed some spoons. Here was my first attempt with the spoon last night, and it didn't turn out at all. So I've got a black spoon, I've got a silver or red spoon, and I've got a tan spoon, and I got an extra black spoon in case we mess up. So first one we're going to do is said red spoon. So we're going to take Mephistion red, and actually I painted this black, and then I hit it with Mephistion red, and it turned this really nice black cherry color. So we're going to take Mephistion. Now we're going to use the big brush, okay? And then we're also going to put next to it some of this Evil Sun Scarlet. I don't know, for some odd reason I really like Mephistion red.
Chuck and
Hey!
uh, your friend, the Geek Preacher.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's Derek. That's Derek. Oh, and my buddy Nick and his son Eli. Okay, so this is a new way that I'm doing it this way, and so I'm gonna mess up, but we're gonna play around with it. So what we're going to do is we're pretending that this is the highest point of said whatever, and we're going to start stippling the color on like this. Now it does waste paint compared to dry brushing. So, and I'm using bolder colors than normal because we got to be able to see the difference on camera a little bit. Okay. So, and we're leaving an edge kind of like it would be with our wonderful grim dark stuff. And so if you see the texture it puts around the edge as well, it helps blend it in a little bit. Now we're going to get into a little bit of a lighter color. So we're going to take some of this Evil Suns, and we're going to mix it with the Wild Rider. And then we're going to work our way in a little bit closer. We're just stippling it on. I really wish there's an easier way for y'all to see this. See, now we have. I don't. Can you see that, Scott?
It's starting to show up now in the high point. Yeah.
Yeah. See how we got a color gradient there.
Yeah.
So, and we can add a little pink to it if we want, aka white. A bit of this white here, make a little bit of pink. And so that way right there. And I know that like it's a little bit more bold between this line here, the bottom black and the red, but you see what we're working on. So like for instance, instead of dry brushing, which would have took forever a little bit, we probably knocked about half the time of dry brushing that with those multiple colors on. So, and I want to try going darker. Here, I'll have to hold on for a second. My back it's like hates me right now. I'm gonna grab a brown real quick. Yeah, this will work. Oh, by the way, Nick, that message I sent you earlier, I now own a new app. So this is my leather brown. Horrible leather brown. Let's mix it real quick. So this right here, the reason why I chose this desert yellow on this spoon is because like you could paint tanks in this color, and so you're gonna have dark camo spots on the tanks. And I'm gonna use this brown here. Yeah, congrats. I see how it is. Okay, let's clean this brush out. It's got a little red still in it, so we're gonna try to create a camo effect with this. And with practice, this can actually start to look like a airbrushing. And I'm not using the recommended brushes per se. Everybody says you should use stencil brushes, like they're flat instead of rounded like makeup brushes are. So, we can do effects like that. It's hard to do certain things on spoons, but you can go up to a lighter color. We can take it all the way around here a little bit.
I'm gonna replace my whole Warhammer army with spoons.
I know. Come on now, spoons are the way to go. But so I mean, you can go from light to dark as well with this. Let's see what other color. Okay, now what I'm going to use now is I've got I'm going to use this Balthasar Gold, and we're going to use this on a metallic. So for some reason my back just started hurting really bad. I hate this color. It's good and it's bad because it stops staying mixed. There we go. Hey, so I was watching a video about presidents and rules they have to follow, even when they're no longer president. Do you know a president cannot drive on the road after he becomes, even after he retires?
Seriously?
Yeah, man.
That's weird.
Yeah, so we're gonna try it here with this gold, and then did you know that any work that they create during their time as a president becomes part of their library? Like anything that's not considered national secrets becomes part of the library. So it's really weird. I just wonder where they're going to store all those coloring books for Trump.
Come on now. That's funny.
Oh yeah. I knew you'd like that.
Mm.
All right, I grabbed two more colors because we're gonna try to do some highlights on this one. So, um, so this is a little bit lighter. This is True Copper from Army Painter. So you can tell it's a little bit lighter, not too much lighter. So, but it mixes better with the next paint we got, which is Shining Silver from Army Painter. So, Army Painter's got their game down for like um, silver metallics, but gosh, their gold metallics are flakier and crap. All right, so we're gonna come in here, and we're using silver to highlight this, and hopefully it'll turn out good. See, I've been trying to get Nick into. I'll go to bed. I've been trying to get him into miniature painting, but he's too busy as it is. So he's really big into the Civil War. And I was like, you can play Civil War games.
Yeah.
I want to see how this turns out after it dries. Okay. So, and we did it there as well. I mean, you can work your way in through your color range. And we talked about in the past having color mixes, and I don't have my wet palette out because it's all the way over there and I don't want to reach for it, even though I've gotten up a bunch of times. But if you take your two colors that you're going from point A to point B, like say you're going to black to white, and you put a drop here and a drop here, and then you slide one over and slide another one this way, then you can mix them in the middle. You can use that to form your graduates, and from there you can put in the black first, and then put in the dark gray, then mid-tone gray, and then all the way up to your white. So and that you can do that through this process, but it supposedly and I hadn't got a chance to actually time myself with it, but it works a lot faster than dry brushing. And if you know that you're doing it on intentionally, it means that you're like, you don't get afraid when you screw up. I don't know if that makes sense. So we're gonna let those dry and see how they turn out. I really want to see what that metallic looks like after it dries. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna get out some of my purple, because we're still working on those stupid Necrons. And we're gonna go through and touch up any of the dry brushing on these guys. What do you think about that so far?
I like the. Oh, you're looking. I talking about the spoons. I like that kind of bronzy, shiny bronzy look, but
Yeah.
or that old gold. But I don't see much detail on an Ekron.
Yeah.
I don't think we put too much on there.
Well, I haven't done a lot more to these. Are the foot soldiers. I've got to come in here and load up the brush, and then we're gonna come in and hit a couple spots with the purple on the shoulder pads, and what we can on the chest and rib cages and stuff like that. So, but essentially that's what we're doing here. We're not, because we didn't dry out the brush at all, but this is over brushing. I'm gonna start using it a little bit more, because and I found a few other guys that are doing it on YouTube, and they're pushing out a lot of good stuff with it. So I think that if we get, I'm all about doing it lazy and getting it to the table. So I think that with that we can use overbrushing just to push stuff to the table really quick. So I've got how many of these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 of these standard Necron warriors, and I'm gonna see how quickly I can bust through these with just doing this a little bit on here like this. So, and some people use the flat side, some people use the The stippling method. You use the stippling method if you're trying to do it over a very large area. But if you're trying to hit the edges and highlights like I've been doing on these, then you use the flat edge. But I think that if we can work this out, we can start pushing out stuff a lot faster. It'd certainly help when you're painting your chaos stuff.
Yeah.
Because Lord knows I'm gonna have like 50 mummies whenever I get the Hero Quest Kickstarter in.
Yeah. That was. I was glad to hear that. That completed and whatnot, and so now we just sit and wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
However long it takes for them to
Next
pump them out.
Christmas and next year.
Yeah, that's what they said.
You know, it's one of those things of when they're like, well, when hell freezes over, you know.
Yeah.
So it could be that end times happens, and that was a joke. So everybody's supposed to laugh there. I will say, what did we finish out on the Kickstarter? How much did we make on the Kickstarter? Well, how much did Troll Lords make?
Let me get back to you on that 1 second.
Yeah, they're doing I guess the 8th printing of the Castles and Crusades handbook. Dollop of purple right there. For some odd reason, that spot just.
See, this was. There it is. $42,119.
Oh wow!
3 hours to go.
How many tiers did they open up?
Well, scroll down and find out. Let's see. World Anvil Access, Magic User Spellbooks, more spellbooks,
Better get in on that.
hardcover unlocked, random encounters, hollowed Oracle. I don't know what that is. They got the tribute cover, spell deck, and 2 spell card decks actually.
Ah.
Too shabby, I'd say.
Yeah. See, I'm doing this the old way. I already feel it. It's taking too long. I just wanted to see if I could do it a little faster. Nope. I don't feel like I can. I feel like I'm making too thick of a line. This sucks. Alright, let's go back. My gosh. It must be Sammy. I think he's playing with a ball or something on the floor. How many people we got in there now?
Let's hit the old refresh button. Dale is in here.
Who?
Dale Carbon.
Okay.
Dalius. I don't know his right name actually. I just call him Dale. Chuck and then Nick and the long shot.
See, Chuck doesn't want to get in on the access on the Discord channel. Dale pronounced Dalius. Dalius.
There you have it.
I messed up. But you know what that means?
Get the airbrush and just start over.
Yeah. I threw the airbrush in the ultrasonic before I got on here. I think after I put the highlights on this guy, I think these will turn out pretty good. The weapons, I did a silver on them and then I washed them in black just to give them that grunged out look.
Mhm.
So because we're going all grim dark with these. I really wanted to be able to make the edges shine, but for some reason I can't. Now I won't have my show on Friday. I have a scout event, so
That's right. Y'all going camping, aren't you?
yeah. So it's outdoors. All the kids are safe. We're they wear a mask. They stay outside. And watch, I'll have somebody come back with COVID.
Don't say that.
But the election's over with, so COVID ain't real.
I tell that to El Paso and
I
everybody
know,
else.
I know. All right, his new name is Hector.
Hector.
He said he didn't care. I'm tired of macarons. I've got to paint all these for me too.
What are you painting?
I'm just gonna paint mine black and dry brush them silver. Screw this. Put a little bit of green on there. We're good. I was trying to find a small round makeup brush and I couldn't. I don't know. It's just the way life is. We're closing on our old house. The buyers are closing on Friday.
Oh, finally.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I might have some money to do something with. What is this commercial? This is what I hate about Spotify because I don't pay for it. My daughter though, she like straight up like y'all didn't hear this here, but she like has a Spotify family account and she's got all her friends cutting in like $3 a month. Oh come on, commercials, and they take and pay $3 a month to her, and so it covers her Spotify cost every month, so she doesn't have to pay for Spotify. I'm like,
Oh,
but it's okay. I do the same thing for the Switch. Switch internet access for the Nintendo Switch. So I guess she learned it from me. But like I bought the family account and I let people pay me like $2 to get on it.
you gotta pay to get online with one of the things.
Hmm. Uh, no, you pay to get, well, yeah, but you get access to other stuff that other people don't get access to. Like a lot of the old retro games and stuff, they got Super Nintendo and Nintendo games on there.
Okay, like
So
emulators.
yeah, which I know everybody's like, well, you just got a Raspberry Pi. Why don't you do that? I'm like, well, that's cool and all. You can do that, but like when people get into that, first of all, it's illegal. Second of all, it's like you start collecting all these games that you'll never play. Yeah, I'm gonna load up Super Mario Brothers 3, and some Legend of Zelda and things like that, and play that. But like, I'm not gonna play some Japanese game that I never even heard of that looks horrible. You know? Ah, crap. Hold on, man. I gotta adjust this camera. There we go. A little bit better. I just can't get comfortable in that. Okay, 7 down out of 20.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah, I know. Well, if we can just knock them all out. I'm going to do this with the terrain too, real quick.
The and he's asking if you finished last week's stuff. I don't remember what you painted last week.
Yeah. Was it these guys here?
I don't think I was here. Was I here last week? I don't think I was here
Yeah,
last week.
you were.
I don't remember.
These guys right here. Was these the ones that we're talking about, Dale? Or I mean Hector?
Dominic.
It's hard to see. For some odd reason, it's just like the light is creating. The only thing I got left on this guy here is I've got to go in and redo this top line here with the gold, and it's the bottom line on this side. But this is how these turned out. Yeah, it's these guys. And then we got the. Oh crap! I just dropped that one. Oh no! It landed on carpet. I hope it didn't get scratched up on carpet. It's fine. Then we got this guy here. And this was, I think, the week before last. I'm really happy with how this one turned out.
Yeah, that's the big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that dry brushing right there. Around those vents. Look at that. That's sweet. Yeah. See, this is when I would be like, and you know, you get a model painted like this too. If you sign up for my Patreon. And that's when Scott links my Patreon. So again, it's just to buy supplies and models for this show is all I do this for. So I just
Control C, Control V.
look at that. Look at that. And you would be in here chit chatting with me and Scott if you wanted to be during the paint show. Because, you know, I'm going to be a millionaire and I'm going to make it all from Twitch. That was a joke. So. See, that's why I would paint it for you. The barn, that is. With a very small brush. You know Chuck doesn't use miniatures in his game?
His live game? I didn't know that though.
Yeah, because he's a wuss.
Oh.
No, I am not moving to Newfoundland. But I heard y'all have a good healthcare system. Trying to get these. I'm trying to do a stripe on the forehead of this purple. All these guys, and I keep forgetting on some of them.
Yeah, I've done some of that. I've had to like go back, just like inspect everything and see what I missed.
Yeah. Ah. I screwed up. Use the magic eraser. Really wish I had something big we could try to paint this way. So my wife, so this is every other night we take turns of putting Sammy to bed. That's our 3-year-old, right? So this is how she's been tricking me. So like, if it's your turn to put the kid to bed, you're the one that puts him in pajamas and stuff like that, right? Well, she screws up the bath time schedule, and I'm the one that gives the baths. So I try to keep the bath schedule to be like the day he gets baths, or because we do every other day for him to get baths. He's only 3, he's not outside playing in the dirt.
Not yet.
But so like I try to keep bath nights on my nights, so that's when I put him in his pajamas. Well, she gets me all mixed up on my paint schedule, but my bath schedule for him. So I have to put him in pajamas on her nights. Yeah. And then on her nights, he goes to sleep in our bed with her. So it means I still have to carry him upstairs and put him in his bed. So tonight, it was so funny. I was like, I got him out of the bathtub, and I was like, he's like, I need pajamas. I'm like, no, you don't. Just lay here on the couch with me. Cover up. I mean, of course, he had his diaper on and stuff, but his pull ups for the night. But it's just funny. He don't like to be just in a pull up though. He goes, I'm naked. I need clothes on, Dad. That's how he says it. I was like, come on, want some cartoons? I need a sucker? Yes. So yeah, you go back and watch one of my first shows when I painted a dragon.
That was the toy dragon, wasn't it?
Yeah, I gotta fix that. We're almost through these guys. Let's see here. Yeah, we're getting there. I might have to use a regular brush though on some of these foreheads. Oh no, all this highlights are just driving me insane. I was going back and looking at the YouTube stuff. See how many views the videos have on YouTube,
Yeah.
and like 1 view, 2 views.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I know. I was like, man, I wonder if people are. How many people are subscribed to the Castles and Crusades YouTube channel?
Oh man, I have no idea.
I think I personally have more on my YouTube channel subscribed than they do.
That's a Chuck question.
Yeah. Of course, he's not going to get on here. He's too busy watching Lord Gazamba or whatever. This is the part of the night I complain, people. I don't know. On my last airbrushing of because I was airbrushing the wash on like I normally do.
Mm-hmm.
Let's lean over here. What is that? It's not for me. um, I was airbrushing the thing on it. It kind of knocked some paint off of stuff. Like I don't know why. It's weird.
Airbrush knocked paint off?
Yeah, like it wore off some paint in certain sections, and I'm like, well, first of all, I know I didn't hold them on there that long.
Maybe it didn't stick to the primer.
Well, Lord Daedalus, I would paint a dragon, but alas, I don't have a dragon model at the moment. I used the good primer, so I don't know what's up with that. You have to wait until I get inspired to paint another dragon, aka go to Hobby Lobby and find one that I want to paint. But if you sign up for my Patreon and send me a dragon, I'll paint it on stream.
There you go. Steal.
I know. I'm just joking with you guys. But hey, my wife was like, you can go ahead and just, because normally I painted models to help out with the Dave Ramsey stuff, doing commission work. And my wife was like this week, you can just start keeping all the money you make from painting models. Oh, he said paint a dragon and he'll join my Patreon. Okay, I see how you're doing. All right. Hold on. Let's see if we can find us a dragon. There's a young white dragon. A young red dragon. Let's see here. WizKids Pathfinder role playing game. Yeah, I'm literally. Oh, red dragons are only real dragons. Oh my gosh. We got a dragon elitist over here. Let's see here. Okay, he wants a red dragon. Alright. Let's see here. What we got? Young red dragon. It's not too bad. Let's see here. He's a fairly large model. Okay, it's ordered.
That was quick.
Yep. It'll be here in 2 days. I'll go ahead and get it prepped for next week. And it's the D&D Nozzler's Marvelous Unpainted Miniatures Wave 11 Young Red Dragon model. So it should be here next week. And it's the one that's got the clear fire, so I can make it look like it's like real fire instead of just big hand painted fire if I wanted to. Oh, it's great. It's great. Heck, I'll even do you one better. Once we get it painted, we'll have not a raffle. We'll have an auction. Okay? And we'll promote this auction on Facebook, on the Troll Lords thing, once I paint this dragon. And what we're going to do is we're going to auction off the dragon, and it is going to go to the Wounded Warriors Project once it's painted.
There you go.
So whoever wins the dragon will get to have this wonderful dragon that we paint, and it will go to the Wounded Warriors Project. So I will, hopefully Chuck is listening. If not, we'll inform Chuck that we'll start painting this dragon next week, and that will go to that project. So I know Steve will be cool with that, and we'll figure out a way to run the auction, even if it's even if we have to set it up on eBay or some stupid crap like that. But we will do an auction, and we'll run it for a certain period of time, and from there we'll run it to the Wounded Warrior Project. I've been talking about doing that. And, it's about time I went ahead and did it. So, I'll try to do this dragon justice. I will tell you exactly how I will prep this dragon. So, the Nozzler models are unpainted, but they're pre-primed. So, what that usually means is they take Vallejo primer, and they don't spray it. They literally dunk the model in the primer. So what I do is I take that model as soon as I get it and I immerse it in a solvent. Usually it's alcohol, but I'll probably use my the LA's Totally Awesome. I'll go buy a couple bottles of that, and then I'll take that and I will soak it in there. I'll get all the primer off of it. Then I'll do all the cleanup. Any gaps, I'll go ahead and fill up. Then I'll reprime it before we start doing it. Now, I will tell you, I'll probably do a little bit of airbrushing on it. So it might be more of an airbrush tutorial that week. So hopefully I should have it. Well, next week might be prep work on it. So that's what next week's video might be. Because when I get it, it'll be coming in when I'll be camping this weekend. So we'll go from that. We'll just figure it out. We'll figure it out. We got this. We got this. But yeah, we're gonna paint us a dragon. Roar! Roar! Sorry, you had the sound that on that one. Oh my gosh, y'all got me excited now. Oh, my heart's a fluttering. It's fluttering. I like painting a dragon. This is when I just saw, all right, we're gonna paint a dragon. We spray paint it red and dunk it in the brown wash. We're good to go. I would not do that. But yeah, we'll talk to Steven and stuff, and we'll see what we can do. We'll promote it, but we'll get the model painted up. I'll try to make it look as good as I can, and from there we'll rock and roll. So somebody should tell Steven that I'm going to put my foot in my mouth. See, this is also when we throw out that we should tell Steven that he's got to give away a free copy of the Player's Handbook in PDF. Sorry, that was a joke because you can get it free right now on TrollLordGames.com. The PDF for Castle Crusades. So. Alright. Y'all got me all riled up.
Yeah, you need a cold shower, I think.
Well, look at there. Hey, Dale, did it automatically invite you to the Discord?
Yep.
It did?
Yep.
Is he in?
Yep.
Well, look at there. Come on.
I don't think he's online, but he's in there.
Sweet. I'm glad I got that set up right. What? She'll jump in here and start talking to us in his home language of Newfoundland. We all know you speak Canadian up there. That was a joke. Are you watching me on the big screen? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Plays in my Monday Traveler game. My every 2-week Traveler game. Next game is on Monday.
Yeah.
Okay, I still have seats available if anybody wants to join.
Man, somebody needs to get Steven Chenault in here right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just all ornery now. I'm all ornery. That's when my wife's like, what did you just do, Daniel? Why is there a charge to our Amazon account? Well, Jessica, we're doing this for charity.
My Amazon smile goes.
So I don't post these videos on my YouTube. They actually go onto the channel for Troll Lords. I have my own Twitch channel, but I don't use it that often. It's mostly this North Foundry. But I will send you the video that made me famous for guys between the demographics of 30 and 49 that live in their mother's basement. So everybody's going to be like, and I will say, when I did this video, I'm going to warn you, I weighed 120 pounds heavier than what I did now, so I was a heavy breather. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you. This video has been in Make Magazine. It's been on MSNBC Australia. It's been in a bunch of different RPGs. Polygon had it for once. So here you go. This is my own YouTube channel. I've got 839 subscribers. If I can get back to 1,000, they'll start paying me again. Watch that video though. That made me famous. It put me on Chesseck's hit list for a while. Alright, we gotta finish these up. Alright. 3 left.
Getting there. Just knocking them out, ain't you?
Yeah, well, I'm just highlighting. We're gonna do. There's a few other things I gotta do to them and stuff like that, but I can just bust through these, man. I need a break so I can paint a dragon. Yeah, we could get Steven involved. See if he can donate something to the raffle. Man, I'm a bit upset though. I heard about GaryCon. It's the material part of GaryCon, aka the in real life version, was canceled for this year coming up. It's okay though. I was told not to come back.
Ha!
Just for the year though. Caroline was like, "Listen, Daniel, we know that the board game library is very important to GaryCon and to you, but there's really no good way to disinfect board games. And if you can, just play some games online with them and stuff." And I was like, "Okay, Caroline, you're right. You're always right." So she's like, "We will have you back when we start having virtual. I mean, when COVID is no longer an issue." So, and that's when I went, "Sweet Caroline, bum bum bum." Man, she is. I don't know if you've ever met her, but I mean, she is someone to be reckoned with. So, being a Christian organization, um, my board game ministry, which is Inroads Ministries, like INN Roads Ministries, we get a little bit of flack in the gaming community, and mainly because they assume that we're there to protest conventions and stuff like that, and it's not. I mean, we're totally nerds, but like the way we are is like, we're like, "Listen, I don't care who you are. I don't care what you look like, who you are, who you like to hang around, who you like to sleep with. As long as you want to come to my game and play at my table, you are completely and 110% welcome. I don't care. And I will be there, and I will make sure other people don't make fun of you and pick on you or anything like that." But there's still people out there that give us flack, especially when they find out that we're at GaryCon. And last year, not this past year, because of course it got canceled, but the year before last, we got some flack, and she stood up for us. So she's like, "Have you ever met these people before, or are you just assuming that they're Christians?" I got a fat picture with her too, when I was still fat. This is my heaviest when I was at GaryCon last year. Okay, next color. I need to go in and do these stripes on their heads real quick. So I'm still using said purple. So Dalius got quiet there, Dale, and so it means he's in there finding out all his dice that he needs to float in salt water. That's the video I sent him.
Oh, was that the one you were like finding the quality of them or something?
Yeah. It's like, oh man, I'm friends with this guy. Yeah, I still get people message me about that video. And that was like, what, almost 6 years ago. What makes me mad is my buddy Ryan did the same thing like 2 years ago. And he's got over 2 million views on it. Like, you punk. Can't help it that you're the Robinator.
Uh,
I hear a kid and my wife. Man, my daughter was being a punk today. I was doing my laundry and she was so mad. Like, why do you have stuff in the dryer and in the washing machine?
Because that's what you do.
Because I had 2 loads. When can I use the washing machine? Well, when I'm done with it. Why can't you put your clothes in the dryer that's in the washing machine? Because the clothes in the dryer aren't dry yet. You don't have to have a microwave. You just need a little bit of water. Epsom salt and water. Warm water. Tap water. You get it. You take about a third of a cup of water and about 4 to 6 teaspoons of Epsom salt. You can get that for about £1 for $1 in the U.S. And it'll dissolve. It'll start to recrystallize after a while. I said that was a long time ago. I said that if you're like me and have a tea kettle, an electric kettle, you can just heat some water up that way. He's getting all antsy on me. If you have aluminum dice, you can float them in mercury.
Oh, sure. If you're into dying early, that's acceptable.
Do you know how fast mercury eats through aluminum?
No, I don't.
That
I'm not much into chemistry.
Well, there is a reason why you cannot take mercury on a plane. I mean, it straight up just like dissolves it. Yeah, I'm not going to drink mercury either, bud. But I do know in some countries in Central America and stuff, they have people drink it for stomach problems. I'm going to go there and say, hey, wife, I got me another Patreon. I'm famous. But, I mean, it's like cheap movies in the kettle. No, I mean, we just got an electric kettle like last year, and it's like my favorite thing in the world. I use it to bring my water to a boil.
That's typically what you do with it, yeah.
Well, no, like, so I make a lot of curries and stuff in the Instapot, and when I make my rice, so what I do for my rice, first of all, I take 1 cup of rice to about 2 cups of water, right? And if you know Uncle Roger, he says, bring it to the knuckle. Uncle Roger knows what he says. And anyway, so, but I bring the water to a boil in the kettle, but then I put my rice into the pot with melted butter, and I kind of toast the rice a little bit. After I wash it, of course. You've got to wash it. And then leave the eye on and dump that boiling water in there, and then just set it to a low setting and put the lid on it, and then come back in 20 minutes and it's done.
Let it do its thing.
Yep. Oh, he said he will use is that a dash? No, it's a mark on my screen. He said he will use a kettle because I have the shittiest D20s. Well, if you really want some really nice D20s, I can hook you up with some Norse Foundry too. We can talk about that a little bit later. Because I am authorized reseller of North Foundry's products.
I needs a handful of D10s. I don't know if
Uh,
Chuck's got any spare ones in his bedroom of dice.
he doesn't have a bedroom of dice.
Yes, he does. You
No,
just
he
didn't see it.
doesn't, dude. I've
It's
been
right
in.
next to. It's
I've.
right next to his stepdaughter's bedroom.
Are you talking about his office that's full of books and necklaces that his wife sells?
I don't know. There's dice in there somewhere.
No, there's not. I've
You could get
no,
lost.
no,
It's like a ball pit full of
no,
dice.
no. It's not. I've got more dice than Chuck.
All right. Well, I need a handful of D10s.
I don't have D10s though. How about I make you a mold and you just start pulling your own dice? What do you need D10s
Oh,
for?
for Munchkin.
Oh my gosh.
Shut up.
I play Munchkin. I like Munchkin. See here. Oh, he's now trying to spring the dice trap. Oh, oh. Tell him about the dice I put you in, buddy.
Yeah, I got some really pretty Norse Foundry dice. They are turquoise and they are heavy and they are nice.
Yeah. It's just
I
this the
just
way I am. I'm
yeah,
horrible.
I walk around town with them and just women can't help but fall over themselves when I walk by with those dice just clanging around in my velvet bag.
Is that dice in your pocket or are you just happy to see me? Listen, anything at North Foundry, I can get you 5% off. You just have to go through me to get it. I'm just saying. Talk shit. Show my that I. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. We're gonna take a break here, guys. Hold on. I'm gonna add a window. Hold on. I'm gonna get in so much trouble. Let's see here. Audio Blackmagic browser. Okay, we're just gonna click OK. URL. We're gonna go to. Can y'all see that yet?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it says you added a browser source.
Steven's gonna be mad. Alright, click OK. Alright. Can y'all see that now? Oh. Oh my gosh. Are you. It can't be filtered out. No way.
Been filtered. What does that mean?
Oh, it's trying to filter out my stupid. It's the thing I keep my kids from looking at porn. Let's see here. Let's remove that.
Norse Foundry here. Oh, well.
Hold on. Let me clean my brush out so it don't dry up. This is my good brush. Let's do. What if I could do a screen? Windows capture. Okay. Okay, there we go. We don't want that one though. Here, that's the one we want. All right. Okay, listen. And I'm not trying to sell y'all and stuff, but I'm going to tell you a story about after I made that video. I started to look for the world's most precise dice, and I originally was like, well, the most precise dice right now is Game Science, and I became friends with the owners of Game Science and stuff like that. And Game Science are great, but Drew released some dice. Okay, he released some dice, and these dice right here are his precision grade polyhedral dice. Okay, now this set. I'm not going to talk about price at the moment. It's $140, but you can get it without the vault. You can get it without the vault for $100. But here's the thing. So the material removed from each of those dice faces is measured to be the same amount from each face before they CNC it.
Well, all right.
Yeah, so like it's the only casino grade. It could be what they would call a casino grade dice out there. No, I'm not selling porn. Wait. Anyway, so So, I have a set of these. I play with them. I DM with these dice because to me, precision is what I need to DM with. Now, I will tell you, this is what I've been collecting here recently. And I'll show you the two sets I've got. These are the gemstone sets. Now, these are not precision grade dice because these are just beautiful. I've got this set here, the amethyst set. This is my favorite set. It's my dad's birthstone. Okay. Um, and then the other set was my first set of Norse Foundry gemstones, which are where they at? 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 They're lapis. If you know anything about Minecraft, you know lapis. So this is my other set of Norse Foundry dice. Right there. So lapis.
I almost got that set and I picked the turquoise.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And then you got let's see here. But now these right here. Okay, now you got did you get the white turquoise or the dark blue turquoise? I can't remember.
The
These
turquoise.
okay, these are I think these are artificial right here. Um some turquoise are real, some I mean like the glass, gemstone, the any glass like this cat's eye. Cat's eye is a fiber optic glass and it doesn't occur in nature like this. So the things like this bronzite, imperial jasper, usually that's a mix between two different stones. Anything on here that says true stone is a artificial stone. Where what they do is they create like I guess ceramic dice. Now they've got these glass dice here. You got these crystals right here, clear. These are crystal glass right here. Those look more precisely in the garden variety. Yeah, they are. You got different crystal ones. You got quartz here. These are cool right here. These copper blue. You got crocodile jasper here, and sometimes the real stones are cheaper than the true stones. You got glow in the dark stones. These are, of course, these are man-made, and of course, I think these gold sandstone are man-made. And I don't mean to be talking dice here. It's just what I do. I think this is when these come back in stock will probably be my next set that I get. These are prismatic. It's got a special coating on them that just when the light hits them, it's just like it's insane. But here's the new ones. Oh my gosh, you guys are gonna go insane for these. Is these clear glass sets, these zircon glass sets. Look at this. I mean, look at that.
Pretty nice looking.
I know. I mean, that's straight up glass.
Did they chip easy?
No. No. Certain glasses are made under compression. Look at this red. Come on, load. My internet's been acting up. Come on. Oh, look at that. There you go. I don't know if you can see it very well in the screen.
Case too.
Yeah? Well, I don't think they come with a case.
Oh.
I'm not sure. I haven't ordered a set yet. Can't afford it. Anyway, but yeah, they got anything at Norse Foundry you want, I get you 5% off. So let me close this out because I'm not selling dice right now. I don't want to get in trouble. Let's see here. Let's close that window out. Let's get back to painting. But just hit me up. You can get to me on Discord if you're interested in dice. I got Chuck a set of lapis for Christmas last year. He's like, oh man, them lapis dice are so pretty. Oh, I love them lapis dice. They're so pretty. It's like, really? You want a set? Oh man, I love set. So me and a buddy went in together and got them for him for Christmas. That's how it rolls. Get these foreheads done. Oh wait, I need to put my chat window back up. That's a nice detour. Now I do. If you go look at their metal dice, they do have like you see all these metal dice from China and stuff like that. They do have metal dice as well that are um, yeah, they're the zinc dice that are plated. And I carry a set of those with me around too. But they have a set they call the a thieves or rogue set, which instead of the 7-piece set, it's actually a um, 12-piece, I think. It's got 4d6s, 2d20s, and I think 2d4s with it. So so it helps out. Like it's a full set of dice. So if I don't have my aluminums on me and I'm running a game, I usually roll metal and stuff like that. So and I carry a leather dice tray with me so I don't damage anybody's tables.
Oh yeah, that's a that's a risk.
Yep. And of course, if I'm rolling my gemstones, I don't want them hitting the table and stuff. So now, if y'all want some game science dice, I can hook you up with a. I cannot hook you up with a dang coupon on that, but I can give you a link to my affiliate. But they're having issues with production right now.
Yeah, I think everybody is.
Well, so game science are the only dice that are made in the United States that are not handmade dice. Okay. The molds with the game science dice are older than me. Okay. I'm 42. They started making dice in 76 or 77, and they pretty much use the same molds. I think they may have actually did a redo in like early 80s though. But they're having thermal problems, and with thermal problems, um, they're developing air pockets inside the dice. They're vacuum pockets, actually. They're vacuum pockets. If you know anything like Prince Rupert's drop, when the outside of something that is cooling faster than the inside creates a vacuum pocket because the way it expands. And so if you see dice with bubbles inside of them, it's not bubbles. It's a vacuum, and that doesn't really affect dice rolling at all on a table. What if it now it'll affect it in the water test, but it won't affect it on the table. See, y'all got me talking dice now, so this is what y'all are stuck listening to. But so they're having some issues where they've got a device that can show them if there's voids inside of the dice, and aside from the clears, you can see the voids that are showing up inside the clear dice. Well, they're like, well, we don't have that problem with the opaque dice. And I'm like, really? If you're using the same plastic, which they are for the opaques, it's just got a different dye in it than the clears. One would think if you're having the problem with the clear dice, you're going to have it with the opaque dice. And so, like, no, we got this ultrasonic device that we can check for voids, and we're not getting any voids. And I'm like, but really? Are you? Come on now. So, and I can't say that they're as precise as Worst Foundry's dice they used to be. And boy, they're dang near indestructible too. I took and built a contraption for Luzaki a few years back because he used to take and go to shows, and he would be like, he'd take a hammer with him. It's back in the 80s, and this is when Diamond was around and Windmill and a few other companies, and they used the cheaper grade plastic. And these kids would go up by these dice at these other tables, and they come up and like, well, I just bought these dice over here, and yours is just twice as expensive as them. And he said it's because I use high impact plastic, and they don't. Their dice will chip and shatter easier. And the kid's like, well, can you prove that? He's like, yeah, do you got one of those dice? And the kid's like, yeah. And he's like, well, I'll tell you what. If you let me hit their dice with a hammer and it doesn't shatter, I will give you a set of my dice. But if it does shatter, you're just shit out of it. And usually the kids are like, okay, all right, do this. And he'd hit it with a hammer, boom, shatter. And then the kids would turn around and buy dice from him because his dice don't shatter. Well, he wanted a controlled, because you can't do that at cons anymore with plastic flying away everywhere and hitting some kid in the face. Well, so he wanted a contraption that he could do that with, and he reached out to me and he's like, "Listen, Daniel, I know you've got a mind that can. He butters you up, is what he does. This is Luzaki because he gets it to you for free or for the cost of a couple sets of dice. And can you build me something I can shatter dice with at my table?" I said, "Sure, I'll build you a contraption." So it was a long, clear plastic tube, right? And then I took and got a buddy of mine who's a welder and got me, I think it was like a 3 pound stainless steel slug, about that long, about that big around. And then I took a resin base and I put a sheet of metal on top of the base. And I set the die on top of that, put the tube over the die, drop the slug, boom. Okay, Chessex dice that are speckled or opaque, powder. Turns them to powder. Whiz dice, it does nothing to them. The cheap dice you get from China does nothing in this thing because they are plastic mold injection. Opaque dice from Chessex are not. They are compression molded, so that's why they shatter. And then every game science dice I tested was perfect, and it didn't even deform the dice at all. And so, like, I still play with those dice. So anyway, all right. So let's see here. We got 45 minutes. We got this guy right here on board, real quick. So let's see here. We got us a crystal right there, and this will be our big guy for the night. So I've got all my bronze on here already. So we need to figure out how else we're going to paint this feller. So I'm going to take this crystal, and I'm going to come in here and just paint it purple. Okay. Because it's a crystal and it needs to be purple. Yeah, I got to realize purple is one of my favorite colors. I got a little bit right there. Oh no. Okay. Let that dry for a second. Now, his highlights aren't that great, so let's come in here. I'm just going to hit him. He's a bigger figure, so I'll spend a little bit more time on him than I will little foot soldiers. So all I've done to him so far is I've put the gold on him. I did do a light dry brush beforehand. Did a zenithal with the gray. First thing is I did was that zenithal with gray. So okay. This is what gets me is like I go too deep a little bit and it makes a deep line. So I got quiet here because I'm trying to concentrate a little bit.
No colored pencils.
No colored pencils.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I don't know how I'm going to do his face yet, though. His carapace. we've got these little canister looking things too, which are kind of cool. So I'm going to show you a trick though once this dries. Is that we will come back in with a dry brush to fade the lines a little bit. It won't remove the paint, but it'll add paint to it that'll fade it out. Okay. All right. So next color I need is going to be our nasty turbo dork color. Where you at? Okay. Yeah, next week, Dalius will be in there and be like, listen, you got to paint this right. Oh, listen, bro. Just kid, man. Okay, so, listen, I'm a brush slicker. So what I do, take this brush, I'm going to mess the end of it up. Look. See how it is right there? Okay.
Right.
This is what a brush slicker does. See my point now? So, if I die, it's going to be of paint poisoning. Anyway, alright. So, we're going to take this. I'm going to come in here. Right in this area here. Okay. My hands are shaking like a son of a gun. Okay. Actually, drop there. Hoping for some capillary action here. This will give us a kind of a glow effect for our power signature. Ew. But that's what they call us, man. Brush slickers. I was talking to Rob one day over at Spiky Bits. We used to be in the same paint group over at Next Level Painting, and used to be one of the commission painters for Next Level Painting, and we were talking, and I was like, you realize at one point GW paints were made in China for a period of time. They just didn't advertise it. And he's like, what? He's like, which ones? And I was like, the ones that look like the bottles look like a bullet from a bolter. It's the black top screw tops.
Oh.
And he's like, man, I don't know how many times I stuck my brush in my mouth. I'm gonna get some sort of cancer. It's from China.
Lead poisoning.
It's funny. It's like, you're fine, Rob, if you ain't showing signs now. He kind of got handed his rear end to him from Citadel, though, a few years back. I don't know if you know the story of Spiky Bits and where he got his name from, but he created a company a few years back. He would literally buy kits and take them apart and sell the bits, right?
Oh.
And I guess he was a reseller for Citadel. And that's where they got him at, was that he couldn't do that under his agreement or something. And boy, they shut him down quicker than anything.
Yeah, the bits market is huge.
Yeah, I know. But he was the guy that was like, oh yeah, I'll hook y'all up. So, okay. So we're putting some of this here. That's good. So far, we'll let that. So I've got where the energy signature is going to be here, and we'll go in and we'll use a little overbrushing to kind of to fill in some of the lines later. And then I've got one hose right here. That's what I would call an energy hose. You got them hoses. Them broses before hoses. My son had to deal with a bully at school. Did I tell you about this kid last week?
Oh, huh.
This little punk rides the bus with my kid to my mom's neighborhood I grew up in. Anyway, so he's mean on the bus, but my son has class with him, right? And he's like, "What should I do, Dad?" I said, "Really? You should just deck him." Yeah, I was joking. You know, I found out that he choked my son on the bus,
Oof.
and then also his best friend. He punched his best friend in the neck on the playground. And he's
Well,
like,
that's not
but
very nice.
but he's like, but Dad, he sometimes is a nice kid, but sometimes he's just mean. I said, well, I'll let you handle it however you want to. And I talked to his best friend's mom about the situation, and I told her what happened. She's like, I hadn't heard about that yet. I was like, well, I'm just letting you know. Anyway, so my son comes home on Friday, big grin on his face.
Oh boy, he's proud of something, ain't
And I was like, he's like, Dad, I took care of it. It's like, care of what? Of that guy. It's like, oh, you deck him? I not. They know I'm joking. I don't like some. I believe that some kids just need to be beat up. Okay, they
he?
won't
Well,
learn the lessons until then. But I don't say beat up other children, child. Anyway, so I was like, well, what'd you do? He said, well, I talked to him. It's like, okay, well, how'd that go? And he's like, well, it turns out that he's got a sister that's mean to him. And he's just mean in turn to other kids because that's how his sister is to him. I was like, well, did you tell him you share something in common with him because your sister's a jerk? And he's like, yeah. And he said, but listen, this is what he said to the kids. So listen, man, you know, people want to be your friend, but you're being mean to a lot of people and hurting their feelings, so you need to stop. And the kid's like, okay, I will. And he said he ain't had any problems with him since. So I'm so proud of him for not beating him up like his sister would have. So now we're fixing up a little bit of this black here where we messed up. And I'll fix this part here later. Okay. So I'm going to come in with some metallic down here and right in here. So I don't know what color to paint this part of these staffs. And it's hard to see because of the light, the way it's feeding into it. But we're going to let that part dry real quick. Now we are going to take a white, my white coloring pencil. Okay. We're going to wet it while everything else dries. And we add that crystal up here. It's too much. It's too thick. That's what she said. Let's see.
Delusions of grandeur.
Oh, hush. Okay. We're gonna do what we can here. So we're edge highlighting the gem. Okay. Which is kind of what you would want to do with a gem to make it stand out when you paint one solid color like this. Get to the sections that you can reach to. It just helps pop it out a little bit, makes it different than everything else. Come on now. I have to go back over it though. Probably what I'll do is end up making a glaze and going over it to help tone it down a little bit. So we've got that. Now let's see here. It's starting to dry up there. So what I'm going to do is take some of our Balthasar gold. Too close to window lickers. Whoa, hush. At least I'm not a doorknob licker.
That stuff is no. I'm talking about the balance circle. That stuff was so sticky. I just.
Ugh, look at that. Ugh. Come on
So
now.
hard to work with.
I need somebody to send me some of those Vallejo airbrush metallics, that aluminum.
Those are nice.
I can't get it local and I can't find it on Amazon.
Can't get the metallics?
No, not local.
What?
It's hard. I don't want to talk about it.
Shit, I'll go to my hobby shop because nobody buys the Vallejo over there.
Are we talking
Everybody's
about the
all
stuff
about
that looks like liquid chrome?
like the Vallejo Air Metallics. Yeah.
Oh man, so nobody buys them there?
No, nobody buys the Vallejo. They're all so obsessed with Citadel. I don't know
Why?
why.
So we're going to do these parts right here in gold. They're a metallic canister. Look at that. That looks pretty cool, doesn't it? You see it? No.
Really?
That one canister that I got painted. Huh. You know what it's about time for?
30 minutes. Time for another copy paste.
Popcorn!
Oh,
I'm gonna go upstairs and fix a big bowl of popcorn and watch Arrested Development. And while my wife's like, we're getting up early to walk. Sure. You told me that all week.
whatever you say.
You have yet to wake me up early. Now Dale, so this is what you can do in the Twitch channel. Not Twitch, but the this is what you can do inside Discord. So I always have Discord loaded on my phone. Okay, I check it periodically throughout the day. If you have questions on anything when it comes to dice, miniature painting, miniatures, Castles and Crusades, because I am the residential expert in this channel on Castles and Crusades at the moment. Not really. But anything you have questions about, even if it's about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, I will be there to answer it for you. I know I'm not trying to convert you if you're not a Christian. I was just making a joke because there's a thing we call the bait and switch in ministry, and it's like, hey kids, you want to come over here and have a pizza party and play video games? Sure, Mr. Whatever. And they come over and you're like, well, before we eat, let's pray. Let's talk about Jesus. It's called the bait and switch. I can't stand the bait and switch. So, and we actually have a rule against it in our ministry that when we have game days that you can't do a bait and switch on people. If you do, you can't run game days anymore. But yeah, I'm there. I'm the Big and Whistle. So just if you have any questions, just at Big and Whistle me. Only people that are in there now are me and Bake. So, and I'm always on the Castles and Crusade ones too. So, but I will tell you, I've been asked to run a 5th edition game this weekend, and it's with Scouts. Kind of got me a little sad. Don't let Dane George find out. I get somebody to send me a couple of Castles and Crusades players' handbooks. I can convert a whole troop in 5 minutes. I did have them playing Swords and Wizardry for a while. That was a joke, guys.
Remember who's Sword and Wizardry? I can't remember.
Frog God.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Let's see here. I'm gonna paint this bottom knob here.
You are.
Yeah. Paint it from here to here. this little orb. Now I'm excited about painting something outside of Warhammer. When was the last time I'd done that?
I went and got a new. I got a little Corsair, little airplane.
Yeah, I remember you were telling me that you're all antsy about painting an airplane during COVID.
I was like, hey, it's time to branch out. Let's try some other things.
I think I'm gonna ask for a drone for Christmas.
Oh yeah. All
Uh,
right. Get used to them.
they are for a friend slash customer. They are for the owner of North Foundry. I'm his personal commission painter. So he sends them to me. I pay him. He sends me his money or dice, whichever I'm fancy at the moment. Like this miniature here is what I would call with the extra time I would spend on it, it would be I need to hit that with a little dry brush a little bit more. This would be about a $18 model. The regular soldiers are $12 a pop. But that's like with fancy basing and stuff like that, so. Like the big guy I would have charged $40 for. Yeah, you see what I'm doing. But I'll show you what he paid me for these. Don't let my wife know. Hold on. I got a man set with all the terrain.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good boy.
Yeah. Now, the new Blood Bowl's coming out, and I'm just like, oh crap, I've got more models to paint. Do I want the new season of Blood Bowl? I'm horrible.
I didn't know they were doing more Blood Bowl. I thought they had abandoned that.
No, they did a long time ago, but they brought it back. I know the guy that kept it alive. His name's Tom Anders. He actually owns Impact Miniatures. And he kept the living rule. He was the guy that kept the living rule book going. And he actually used to work for GW in America. And he was he was one of the guys that wrote the rules for that. And he's in Indianapolis, or outside of Indy. That's where he lives. And when they did the Blood Bowl video games, they came to him, and so he could teach the programmers how to play and stuff, and went over the rules with them and things like that. And so but he is the guy who makes all the dice for Dungeon Crawl Classics.
That's right. They have special dice, don't they?
Yeah.
Actually, Goodman has they've got a humble bundle right now.
Yeah, I can't afford it.
Jeez, dude, it's like
Oh, hush. I
50
bought it at
bucks.
$1. That's how broke I've been. Because, with this whole house, we're paying 2 house payments, man.
Yeah, I feel you.
I was like, oh my gosh. And I'm not going to tell you that my humble bundle ID is daniel.l.fisher@gmail.com. But no, you know how much I love Dungeon Crawl Classics. It's my jam. I do play it more than I play Castles and Crusades. I will say that.
Yeah, Chuck he's been asking me about Mutant Call Classics and stuff.
I got it too. I'll run
that
it too.
He likes that one.
He hasn't asked me. I run these games for people. I'm actually on the road crew, and what I like about them is that it's basically centered around one shots, man. And it's hard enough to get gamers together to play, and then if you can get them together for one shot, it's like a miracle. So you play Dungeon Crawl Classics. So Yeah, Mutant Crawl, man. Oh man, that's you don't know Mutant Crawl in my heart. So I grew up watching Thundar the Barbarian,
Yeah.
and that right there is all Mutant Crawl classics right there. Like you can run a perfect Thundar game in Mutant Crawl classics. So, and my Dungeon Crawl classics book, it's all black and white. So I've got this huge set of colored pencils, and that's what I seriously sit and do when I game. Is color that stupid handbook. So, and they are a cool company because they will give you a PDF of the main rules for free when you buy the book in the store. In a store, they give you a code for. And I'm not saying that other companies should do this. I'm not looking at the smaller companies. I'm looking at GW. I don't know GW, but WotC. Um, because you get it if you buy your books from Plazio, they give you a PDF half the time. But let's see
Or
here.
at least a discounted one, yeah.
Yeah, like I got there's my Dungeon Crawl over here. Mutant Crawl's over here. See, and that's what I'd be playing this weekend with the Scouts, but all they play is 5th edition right now, so I'm just like, whatever. My son's going, and I get to teach a lot of new Scouts how to play, so.
Role playing.
Yeah. Well, they all game in our Scout troop, so. I don't know, should I do purple on the head? Let's do it on chin. And then we'll do it right here. This will be the last thing we do tonight. My throat's killing me. I've got sinus
You got
drainage.
popcorn.
Well, I got sinus drainage too. It's allergies, man. So, there we go. I think it looks pretty cool. What do you think?
So far, so good.
Right, I
Like,
still gotta
what are you gonna? Is that gonna be a solid purple? Or are you gonna do anything to it?
Nah, it's gonna be solid. I like purple's like their color.
I always thought Necrons was green.
Yeah, I know. He doesn't like green. Like he doesn't like yellow.
Cause I would say just like you don't like yellow.
Yeah, the handle will get done. Let's see here. Actually, I need to do that now. So what I'm gonna do with the hand that's sticking out is I got my little bitty brush here. Get a little bit of that metallic on it, and so the fingers, I'm gonna hit it with this metallic around the joint areas, just to pick them out. And over here. And let's clean that out and then hit some of this black up. And then let's see here. It's not working. And I got a spot to fix on the ball here where I touched it. Hush.
Nasty boy.
You know what we could do? I wonder what this color would look like over purple. You think I could hit this with the color shift and it make much of a difference? Should I try?
What the
The
little jewel thing
crystal?
up there?
Yeah, let's do it.
Might not be too bad.
Yeah.
I don't think it would look bad.
Well, I was going to glaze it anyway.
Yeah, you might get a nice effect out of it.
Yeah, maybe. We'll find out. No, my luck, it look like horse garbage. I was going to say another word, but I've used up my cuss words for the day.
Gotta can only put so much in that swear jar.
Let's see how it turns out when it dries. Probably like hot garbage, though. Okay. What?
Ah,
What?
undefined constant. Well, that's not
What's...
what I need right now.
Yeah. Alright, crack the back. Okay, Eshrin Gray. Here we go. We'll put a little bit of this right here. Watch this. This is fun. Now we take this crappy Citadel dry brush because that's the only one that's dry right now.
That's the old. That's a stone gray.
Yep. And so hit that a little bit with that dry brush. Put him back. And let's see here. These guys here. Oh my gosh, they all have like a rock next to their foot.
I had a lot of my Marines were like that. Lots of rocks and skulls and stuff at the feet.
Like, oh my lord. And you'll notice that I've lifted these up off the things, and it's because we do the sand underneath them. It makes it look like they're standing on the sand. And literally all we're doing is a dry brush. Well, this is overbrush too because it's wet. I didn't dry it off too much. So we're just hitting these stones a little bit. Because the dirt I'm using, the sand is black. Oh, that's another step I gotta do. I will tell you, this has been one of the biggest jobs I've done. As far as like just this one group.
Yeah.
And there's all these little scarabs on the feet, man. I'm just like, I'm not painting those. Like that. I'll hit a highlight, but they're not getting as much detail as the scarabs got. Okay. Let's see here. His done. His needs to be done. See, and I still need to go back and do some of the, like right here, some of this rubble needs to get painted. Watch this. Okay, now I got some ash gray, like this. So that's still wet. We're going to stipple. That's what she said. So stippling is part of overbrushing, because this is the, remember how I was telling you would use the, and this brush might be too messed up to do this with, but we'll find out.
Really bright.
I know, that's the point.
Oh, okay.
Because this is concrete and the other stuff was stone.
I got you. Ooh, excuse me.
This color is called ash gray from Army Painter. Okay. Looks good. Okay. Let's see here. Any more rubble like that? This guy's got some rubble. So we'll come in here.
Like white on top of that, or
No, it's just ash gray, man.
just leave it gray?
That's a cool looking guy. I know I am. Thanks, man. Well, it's what my wife says, and my daughter's like, I think Dad's got COVID, and my wife's like, why? And she's like, because he doesn't have any taste. Get it? Because you can't smell or taste when you have COVID. Come on now.
Take away her MySpace for a week for that comment.
MySpace. Block TikTok.
Man.
Don't be looking for my TikTok stuff now, guys. You won't like it. I get political. Alright. I think it's it for that. I'm going to bed. Not really. I'm going to go get popcorn. The kids better have that kitchen done. Alright. So remember, model comes in this weekend, Dale. I'm going to take and strip the primer off of it. Make sure all the mold lines are scraped up. If there's any bad glue jobs, I'll fill them in or unglue it and reglue it myself. I've done that before too with these models. And then we'll paint a young red dragon, and then we're going to auction it off. So whoever wins it, and that money's going to go to Wounded Warriors. Then also, I'm going to reach out to Steven and see if he wants to sweeten the pot. I'm going to say, Steven Chenault, this is going to be my first auction of a model, and this model is going to go, whatever profits are going to go, is going to go to the Wounded Warrior Project. And he's like, oh, that's going to be great, it's going to be great. And then I'm going to go, now, Steven Chenault, you're going to sweeten the pot. I want a player's handbook. I want a Monsters and Treasures, and I want a Castle Keeper's Guide. And I want to give it away. And I'm going to ask him if we can do that. And if we have... The only issue is that we are running really low on players' handbooks right now. That's why we had this Kickstarter. But I'm going to see if he says yes. So this is where you all... When I bring this up to him, we pressure him a little bit. Like, I heard Daniel was going to do a raffle. You know? I heard he was going to ask for the pot to be... No, don't do that, guys. Don't do that at all. But anyway, but I will try to reach out to him tomorrow if I can. Reach out or get Chuck to reach out to him. Or Tim. Tim might be a better chance for me to get something done because Steven's a bit busy. You better, because we're going to start that raffle out at $2,000.
Holy smokes.
No, we're not. But it'd probably be like $5. Hey, it's the real long shot. All right, buddy. I don't know who you are, but thanks for speaking up. And I'm glad you enjoyed it tonight. I hope you all have a great night. And I am going to get off here and catch y'all on the flip side. And check out my Patreon when you can. That's when Bake takes and puts the link back up there.
Almost pasted what was in my clipboard.
Oh, you better not do that. Yo, don't do that.
Y'all ain't interested in
yeah, that'd be bad. All right, well, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.